Hey guys, this is Brian from the Dude What Movie Review Podcast. I'm very excited to bring you this Dude What original from September of 2021, our first official season here at Dude What. It was episode 17 titled The Curse of Ebert, which of course is in reference to the late film critic Roger Ebert. His reviews for films we have covered on our show has been fuel for the rage-filled fires that pour out of me during our Brian Takes on the World segment, and this episode here is no different. We cover the film An American Werewolf in London, and you want to talk about a sleeper episode, man. This chat you're about to hear turned out to be one of the most surprising film reviews we've had on the show, and truth be told, I can't think of a better movie or episode to take us into the final stretch of our Halloween programming for you guys this holiday season, as it has two of the craziest and scariest scenes I've ever experienced in a horror film. Very fitting for this time of year, so snuggle up close with your trick-or-treat buddy. Things are about to get scary. Enjoy. Review podcast. Dude, what? I'm one half of the hosting squad, Mr. Brian Sumner. Sitting across the table from me is the beautiful Jim Miller. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Wow, I don't know what that was. Like Southern Belle, I don't like it. And I would really appreciate it if you would change your evil ways. Sure. We're coming to you from the 2420 West Studios in beautiful Evansville, Indiana. Hot. Very hot. I'm not a fan of this weather. We've talked about it a number of times here on the show. I even swore to stop doing weather updates, but it's so hot you have to address it.
Well, I think we feel it a little more this morning, only because we were, I've delayed us because we had to do some video work.
Yeah, we had a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff we had to get done. We'll actually kind of talk on that here a little bit from now. But for right now, Jim.
Yeah.
Usually I ask you how you're doing, but I kind of wanted to start things a little differently on the show today.
You want me to ask you how you're doing?
No one cares. No, I just thought, I would like to just speak right now to maybe some new listeners that are tuning into the show. You guys that are tuning into the show for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate that. We like all of our listeners, but especially you guys that are new listeners, because you're the ones that help drive the numbers. You're the ones that are like, coming in and adding on to the already foundation that we have, and we appreciate that. And I thought maybe it would be a good opportunity. Here we are on our first season. This is our official relaunch, and I thought it would be a good idea to just kind of like rehash what we do here on the show for you new listeners that are tuning into the show. And basically, this is a movie review podcast where we review movies that I have never seen that I should have already seen.
That's right.
If you go way, way, way back into our archive, because we've been doing this for a very long time, Jim.
We have.
And our website, dudewhatpod.com, if you go over there's an archive, dudewhatpod.com/archive, and there is so much content in there, but if you go way, way, way back to the very beginning, the first episode was Jaws. So here I am. I'm now a 41-year-old man, and it literally took me, we watched it 4 years ago. So I was like 37 years old. It took me 37 years, Jim, of my life to finally see the movie Jaws.
So why are you leading with a depressing story, Brian?
I just thought it would be nice to just kind of let new listeners know what we do here on the show. Just kind of give them an idea.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in for the first time, you've kind of scrolled across us in one of your podcast feeds. You're like, hey, what is this show? We give you guys a new way to look at some of your old favorites. That's what we do here on the show. We break down classic films, and I thought I would throw it out there just for you new listeners.
No, that's good.
Yeah, so let's move on to the show. Let's get to doing what we do here on the show. Jim, how the hell are you, man?
Well, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. You threw me for a loop, man, with the whole...
Don't be thrown for a loop, man.
I'm glad. I like new listeners.
Yeah.
They have that new listener smell. It's nice.
That's weird, Jim.
They get...
What would a new listener smell like? Like a new car, maybe?
Yeah.
New shoes?
That's what I was thinking, like new car smell. Yeah.
Which is better, new car smell or new shoe smell? New shoe smell for
Probably,
me. It's got to be new shoe smell.
Probably because I smell that more often.
I don't know.
Then I do new car smell. So
that is very true. That is so true. All right, but anyway,
I'm good, man. I'm good. I talked last week about getting to the studio late because of Isaac. I was loading up gear and stuff to get out the door, and like everybody in the house decided to wake up at the same time today. So of course, I was like, what is going on?
Any other time, they would not wake up till like 2.
Yeah, or at least like sleep until 8:30 or 9,
right.
and by then I'm gone. But Nora's been doing school, so she's been having to get up early anyway. So she got up before her alarm even today. And I've said in past episodes, I've talked about how my kids are a lot like me in different aspects.
Yeah,
and how that's fun to watch. As they're getting older, it's not as much fun. Nora is a very strong, assertive individual.
Did she wake up and come in the kitchen and be like, don't talk to me, Dad, until I've had my coffee?
She was definitely having a moment this morning with her sister, and they were like both arguing and fighting, and then Isaac's like crying because he wanted to get up, and literally I like handed them all to Kylie and like, have a good day.
Jim, what's the running theme on this show whenever you talk about your kids?
Life gets in the way?
No, well, that's one of them.
Or you're just so glad that you're not in that phase. Yeah.
Yep,
so
there you go.
It's just a cautionary tale to those of you that are contemplating children. So
don't do it.
No.
Sell them as soon as you can.
It's a commitment.
You think?
They need stuff all the time.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
Oh, I got a hole in my ceiling in the living room, Jim. I'm doing fan-frickin-tastic.
Yeah, like you texted me the other day, like, showed me a picture of your living room ceiling. I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if we were actually going to be able to record today because there was so much issue with whether or not we were going to be working on the ceiling this weekend. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. But we're going through insurance. We have to have contractors come out and look at it, give estimates, all that good stuff. So the project has been kind of delayed. So currently, yes, I have a hole in my ceiling in the living room. And before you know it, there will be a hole in the ceiling in the bedroom as well, because the same issue that is happening in the living room is happening in the bedroom and probably also in the kitchen. So buy a house, they say. It'll be fun, they say. Your own little thing, your own little property. You can do whatever you want with it.
So why do you have a hole in your ceiling? Did Kevin Hart finally decide to crawl out?
He finally crawled out of the wall. Yes, that's a callback for those of you who are old fans of the show.
But that's most people that do movies these days.
Yeah, it's true. That was awkward.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Maybe it was Kevin Hart.
Or there's a spirit in there trying to communicate.
The spirit of Kevin Hart. Somebody check their Twitter timeline.
No,
Did something happen to Kevin Hart?
Small enough, he might be in the drywall.
He's in the wall.
Hey, I heard that.
Hey, I'm here studying for a role. Damn it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we love you, Kevin Hart.
Good Lord. No, the ductwork for the AC unit that runs through the house that actually distributes the air evenly throughout the house has been condensating so bad.
Because Evansville's so hot.
Yes. And it has dripped down, and this has been a long time coming. Obviously, this has been years and years and years of damage. We finally saw why the ceiling was bulging.
Yeah.
And it's because the ductwork is condensating so bad and it wasn't wrapped. So whoever installed it didn't put a wrap around it to compensate for the fact that condensation actually works with gravity. So
it usually does. Yeah.
So we have a huge hole in our ceiling, and I'm not happy about it. So doing what we're doing right now, being in the studio, talking about movies, and just hanging out here is a nice little distraction from the problem that I will eventually have to address later.
You have to go and face it eventually.
Yeah,
so.
I don't want to. But for the time being, we're not going to do that.
We can maybe post some of those pictures in All Access since after insurance gets a hold of them.
Do we really want to do that,
No,
John?
probably not. They're like, we don't need to be depressed.
Way to bring the mood down, guys.
Yeah.
All Access is supposed to be fun, which we'll talk about All Access later. Anyway, so let's move on to something else that's a lot more fun than the hole in my ceiling, Jim. We alluded to it on the last episode. There's a little thing coming to Evansville. It's called the Victory International Film Festival. And Jim would like to talk a little bit more about it now.
Yeah, so it is coming up quick and fast. Was actually having more conversations and stuff with the director of the film festival and the guys that are kind of heading it up this year, because we're working on getting an ad and stuff into their program. And come to find out, they actually have an app. Because I've had a few people ask me, like, hey, like, do you know what movies are showing, what schedule? I was like, yeah, check out their Facebook page or YouTube and stuff. But they actually have an app. It's Victory IFF. If you look up, like, Victory Film Festival in your app store, it should pop up there.
Nice.
The only reason I bring that up is because it has a ton of really cool stuff. I mean, it's got everything from, you can buy tickets there. If you're going to the film festival, it has a place for you to vote on films. It has all the parties that they're having, the after parties and festival events and all that stuff.
I imagine it probably has access to all the trailers
and
as
then
well.
It has, so it also has a schedule of like every movie, when it's showing, where it's showing in downtown Evansville.
Nice.
And then when you click on the movies, it has the trailers and the synopsis and all that stuff. So really cool app.
Yeah. Sounds like these guys have really stepped up to make this well organized.
Yeah, and I mean, this is actually the second time they've done this film festival, and so I'm getting more and more excited about it, as it's coming up. It's coming up September 9th through the 11th of 2021. It's $10, I think, for a ticket, or if you want to do like all 3 days, they have a 3-day pass for like $25 if you just want to do opening night.
Because I think I remember reading on the website that they're doing some kind of special thing opening night as well.
They're doing like a big red carpet event.
Yeah,
and,
so it'll be a lot of fun. If you're into movies and you're into independent films and stuff like that, if they're going to do it up big like that, it'd probably be the best night to go, in my opinion.
I don't know how other film festivals do it, except for what May Day has done, but this one, they've been posting also different workshops that they're hosting.
Nice.
So they're going to have different directors and actors and producers and stuff talking about how to raise money for a film, talking about acting tips.
Yeah.
And so they have all these different workshops going on top of the different films that are screening.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I know that some people that listen, they're aspiring screenwriters. Some of them maybe they're thinking like, man, it'd be really cool to do a movie someday. I encourage you, one, to go to the film festival because you'll discover like, oh, I can make a movie. But then also with the workshops and stuff, it'll allow you for networking. It's going to be a big deal, man.
I think so.
I'm excited for it. Definitely check it out. Like I said, get the app if you want to get a full schedule. If you're local, it's helpful because then you can check off the movies that you're wanting to see.
Right.
I think they even have a place where you can make them your favorites or whatever, so you can be alerted and stuff. So it's cool, man. I think it's really cool that Evansville is doing something like that, and I'm kind of excited that we're able to kind of help promote it. So
yep, sounds like a lot of fun. I think it's going to be tremendous for the city of Evansville, and so you guys should definitely check out that app. It's Victory IFF, wherever you get your apps. So just search for that and install it, and that'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on with it. So that'd be a lot of fun. All right, now let's move on to the next segment of our show. I'm not a fan of this segment, especially whenever I am the target of it, and so we're just going to do some apologizing.
So, you think we should...
What do you expect, a bloody apology?
You want an apology. For what?
Now you apologize for what you did.
I ain't apologizing for shit.
Oh, that went well.
No, it didn't. So this is our sorry not sorry segments where we step up and we apologize for things that we have screwed up on.
Which we haven't done one of these in a while.
We haven't. We've been pretty perfect as of late.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I don't know if you have anything that you need to apologize for, but I know for me personally, you guys have tuned into last week's episode. It's a little thing, but some of you may have caught it. I have beat myself up over it. Jim has told me to stay out of my head, but I work really hard on this show. I try my best to piece together a fun show for you guys. I know a lot of times we get off the rails on some wacky stuff, and then especially like last week whenever I just totally went off on Saturday Night Fever. I put a lot of work into the show. I take a lot of pride into making sure that the show sounds as best as it possibly can. And last week, there was a snafu with the audio that I layered into the show from Good Will Hunting. And the audio tracks, it got shifted. And I didn't notice it whenever I was doing the post-edit. It sounded weird. It didn't layer. It didn't flow like it should. And then there was overlapping of dialogue, and it was kind of muddled. I know it wasn't very much, but I noticed it. It was like... it stuck out so bad to me, and those of you who did notice it, I just wanted to apologize for that. But
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
It was funny because, we both listened to our show. As I was listening, I caught it because I'm obviously, again, we're listening for
tuned
different
in
things.
For it, yeah.
But for me, it wasn't that big of a deal, and you just text me one word. I'm not going to repeat it, but you just texted me one word, and I knew exactly what it was about. So I was just trying to play it off like, what's going on, man? Like, you quit your job? Yeah, but yeah, so...
having a bad day, huh?
Here's the thing. We're both creatives. We both are hard on ourselves about things and stuff.
Yeah.
And
the phrase, our own worst enemies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I knew, man. And then when you were telling me about the ceiling, I was like, oh, great. Like, he's going, don't go down the spiral, Brian. There's nothing good for you down there.
That's funny.
Yeah, but kind of talking about audio quality and stuff is something that you have not been able to control throughout this season. And some people have commented on it. We've definitely tweaked and honed in, and because this is our first season in our studio.
Right.
We've talked about that in the past. But there was somebody I was talking to the other day that had kind of mentioned, like, dude, like, what's going on with your microphone? Here's the deal. I am a loud individual. Just naturally, I'm a loud individual. We have done everything possible to contain my loudness.
This I can blame on the church.
This is the church's fault. And what I mean by that is simply that, growing up in the church world, learning to project from a stage, doing things like that for so many years,
right.
I'm just a naturally loud individual. And so if I'm not sitting on the microphone at the perfect spot, sometimes there's a little reverb, and there's nothing you can do about it and edit. You try to fix it.
I've tried. I've tried to go in and take the reverb out. I've tried to take the echo out. I've tried many different things, and every time that I do it, all it does is just alters the rest of the audio as well. It's not something that I can single out. Audio editing is not fun. I'll just put that right. I mean, I have fun doing it because I'm a tedious by nature type of person, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
And especially when there's something that is definitely out of your control. So
yeah. So anyway, I bring all that up to apologize to everybody for being so damn loud.
So basically what you're saying.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Yeah. I'm very aware of it, and that's not on Brian. That is me. That is my fault.
Just shut up, Jim.
Working on trying to filter my face, I guess, more.
Filter my face. If I could just filter my dumb face. But it's all good. It's all good. We work through it. We alter things. We change levels, and it's a process. It's a process. All right, Jim. We are a movie review podcast. It's what we do here on the show. We like to talk movies I've never seen that I should have already seen. Covered that at the beginning of the show. But truth be told, a lot of times we just watch more recent stuff. So let's talk movies.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I just want to watch my movie.
Who doesn't love that bit? Who doesn't love that bit? If you're a fan of the show, you know you love it. Jim, can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
It's a hard-hitting, deep question.
Oh, yeah? What you got over there?
You seen any good movies lately?
I have.
Ooh, all right. What you got?
I kind of talked about this on our due table discussion not too long ago, like our big, massive one, the pandemic edition.
Mm-hmm.
It is a movie called Boss Level.
Nice! Frank Grillo movie.
Yeah, so fun little story behind that. You like when I do these.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Hulu. It's a movie exclusive to Hulu, I guess. I was going to go watch it. I asked Kyla, I said, hey, because she's like, hey, by the way, I got rid of Amazon Prime. And I was like, do what? And she goes, and Hulu. And I go, wait, what? I was like, why did you do that? She goes, because of our budget. And I'm like, I do a movie podcast. You can't just get rid of those. And she's like, what is the big deal? I was like, I was going to watch a movie on Hulu. It's one I've been really excited to watch. Kind of find out we still had Hulu until like the end of August or something. Okay. So all that to say, I was a little heated at first. I was a little upset. But then I was excited because I got to watch it. And it did not disappoint.
Nice.
Boss Level is an action, mystery, kind of sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Starring Frank Grillo and Mel Gibson.
Nice.
That's kind of like Groundhog Day.
Right.
In the sense that, and actually as we were watching, I was thinking back to our third episode ever, way back in the archive. Way back. Where we were talking about Groundhog Day. And I remember on that episode we were talking about, what would you do? What are some of the things you would do if you knew that the day repeated? And we were talking about, robbing a bank.
I would rob a bank. Just see
What would you do if you had a day to do over every single day?
Murder. No, I'm just kidding. If I wake up tomorrow and it's exactly like it was today, I'm robbing a bank. Write it down.
Write it down. Yeah.
Would you join me on my bank robbing spree? Maybe we can set a record for most bank robberies in one day.
Or most people to do one bank robbery.
Ooh. You mean like a flash mob?
You're on to something there.
2:30, everybody should.
I started thinking about that as I was watching this. I was like, hey, somebody listen to our show.
Yeah, that was the inspiration, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is like the second movie Mel Gibson's been in where they've taken stuff from us. But.
It is. Mel Gibson's a damn thief. Wow.
We'll talk more about that on Christmas, but the Christmas special. But
Good
anyway, it was a lot of fun, man. It's about a former special forces guy, and his wife is like a scientist that they're working on a kind of a time jump type deal.
Okay.
And more or less, he gets caught up into this thing where he's reliving the same day every day, and it's basically everybody's trying to kill him. And so every day he gets
That sounds
killed.
like a horrible day to relive, Jim.
Right. So he gets killed every day.
Right.
And, he wakes up and starts the day over again. And so he's trying to figure out why it's that way.
Right.
And it's a really good action movie. They do a really good job because, when you do kind of that time warp type stuff or where you're going back and you keep repeating the day and kind of what we talked about even with Groundhog Day, it can get kind of
redundant, repetitive,
and boring. Yeah, and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you got to do something that kind of breaks the monotony of that concept.
They did a really, really good job of breaking that up.
Not taking itself so seriously.
Yes.
Got it.
It was just fun. That's the only word I can think of. It's a fun movie.
I remember seeing the trailer and just thinking, my God, this looks like it would be a blast to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, even the payoff at the end is not bad. So
nice.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
Cool.
I used to complain that every day felt the same, and now every day is the same. Hey, Jay, I have died 144 times, and every day ends like this. The only woman I've ever loved and who can stop this is still alive. I have to get killed over and over again until I save her. I can do this all day.
So, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen any good movies?
I have. I have seen some good movies as well. It's funny that you mentioned boss level and the idea of like the Groundhog Day effect where, you're repeating day to day. A while back, Crystal and I watched Don't Let Go. I don't know if you remember seeing the trailers for that. It's got David Oyelowo, McKelty Williamson, Alfred Molina, Storm Reed. I mean, it had a loaded cast in it. Basically, it's about David Oyelowo he's a cop, and his brother and his brother's wife and daughter, they get killed in this horrific thing that happened at their houses. They were targeted, and he ends up being the detective that actually investigates that. So at the beginning of the movie, it's really brutal. Okay. He has this really special relationship with his niece, the daughter that got killed, because he can see where she's bright, she's smart, she's funny. They hang out all the time, and he knows that her parents are kind of iffy, do some sketchy stuff, and tries to give them the benefit of the doubt of changing their life around, but it always seems like they always fall back into bad habits and all this stuff. And he doesn't want her to get caught up in it. Well, at the beginning of the film, she gets caught up in it.
Okay.
So, some time has passed since the incident or whatever, and he's grieving through the whole process. And his phone rings one day. He's sitting there and his phone goes off, and it's his niece calling him. And he answers it, and it's actually his niece on the phone, even though she's supposed to be dead.
Okay.
It's like a week before her death. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but it's like a couple days or like a week before her death. And so he's able to talk to her on the phone and tell her this is what's going to happen over the next couple of days. And, you need to protect yourself and all this stuff. And so it's like this weird kind of thing where he's on the phone with her all the time trying to solve the case and figure out who did it and figure out who's behind it. And she's helping him trying to crack the case and getting info for him. And it's a really suspenseful style kind of film. But if you add like the Groundhog Day effect kind of thing, and maybe also like the movie Frequency, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
The kind of that vibe, able to kind of know what's going to happen and then plan for it based off of your knowledge of what had already happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's intense, man. The writing on it was really, really good.
I don't know if I actually saw a trailer for that, but it looks...
Oh, it was fantastic. Very emotional, deeply emotional.
Okay.
All the actors and actresses in the film, they played their part so well. Storm Reed, she's the niece. She did a fantastic job in this film. And David Oyelowo, I mean... I can't praise him enough. He's just one of those actors that when you see him on screen, you're like, I got to see more of him.
Yeah.
So I would definitely check this movie out. It plays into all those aspects that we talked about. And then, like I said, it's super suspenseful, super emotional, and has a great ending. Just a really good movie. Like solid from beginning to end. Really good movie.
Awesome.
Believe it or not, I'm sitting right here. 2 weeks in the future.
I don't understand.
There's a crime that in your time hasn't yet happened. Your dad's gonna die. Your mom's gonna die. And so are you. But as long as you're alive, you can change things.
All right, Jim. Some good movie talk there. Talking about some films that like to loop.
Yeah, right.
Good stuff. Let's move on to the next part of our show. It's time to get to the main event, so to speak. This is what we do here on our show, Jim. We are a movie review podcast that focuses on movies that I have never seen that I should have already seen because we give you guys a new way to look at some of your old favorites. And when we last left off, I gave you 3 categories that you narrowed down to 1. What were those 3 categories, Jim?
I was a little trepidatious only because of last week's episode.
Right.
You gave me horror comedy, Paul Rudd, and underwater adventures.
That's right. Which we established that underwater adventures are about films that deal with underwater adventures.
Yeah. We did establish that. And even after you did establish that, it still didn't sell me on it. So I chose horror comedies.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 movies you gave me were An American Werewolf in London, 1981 comedy horror, 3 wins, 1 Oscar, has David Naughton, Jenny Agutter, and directed by John Landis. The other one was The Evil Dead, 1981 film, 3 wins, starring Bruce Campbell, directed by Sam Raimi, a very cult classic film franchise in a lot of ways. And then Young Frankenstein, 1974 film, 11 wins, nominated for 2 Oscars. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Gene Wilder? Madeline Kahn, directed by Mel Brooks.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Brian, what's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box?
Here's the box, sir. Feel free to open it, check it out, see what we got. Green paper.
Need a different color paper or something. Need to mix it up a little bit.
No.
I kind of miss the streamers.
Just need a new box.
Oh, you got it upside down so I can't read it.
Yep.
What? Really?
Yes, sir.
An American Werewolf in London.
Yes, sir.
So, I've never seen this movie either.
What? I love it when we have true Dude What movies on this show, Jim, because I feel like we go on this adventure together.
So put it this way, when you gave me the category last week and you were reading off the films and you said An American Werewolf in London, I was like, I don't think that's the name of that movie. Because I think there's one called like Werewolf in London or something.
Well, there's a song called Werewolf in London.
Yeah, so there was, I was like, I don't think that's the name of the movie. And then I was like, oh, I guess that is a movie. And apparently it's actually supposed to be an epic movie in a lot of ways.
This is a film that has always been on my radar. I know the title. I know a couple of the people that are in the film. I know nothing about the film. It's just one of those, I think based off the title alone, I was like, there's no way I'll ever watch that because it just sounds silly.
Right.
Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I know there is a huge, huge following for this movie.
I was talking with the guys at Toyota, and Jordan actually had mentioned, he's like, man, like it's probably one of the best transformation scenes.
Oh, really?
So he was going on about it. And
okay.
I was, kind of nodding my head like, yeah, like, because I had no clue.
You're like, yeah, sure, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
That's funny.
So, dang, yeah, even on the back it says, rediscover one of the most gripping horror films of all time with the cult classic, An American Werewolf in London. This is going to be interesting, bro, because I have no basis. I know nothing about
I know nothing about it either. I just know that it's got a lot of hype behind it. Like, a lot of people love this film. And, one thing that we like to do on the show is take all these films that are in the Hollywood vault that have a lot of hype behind them and just totally take a big old dump right all over them. No.
all the time.
I'm going into it with an open mind, and I'm really hoping that it at least delivers on story. If it delivers on story, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. We haven't done a horror film yet, so
no, we haven't.
And this is, it even says, it's got a really sharp sense of humor. Is like one of the reviews on the back. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this.
I'm excited as well. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to dive into An American Werewolf in London. I'm pretty excited about it. This is going to be a lot of fun, and that's what you guys should do right now if you have not seen that film. But let's be honest, you guys have probably already seen it.
Probably so, man.
Yeah, because it's a classic, right?
Yeah, so they don't have to order it on Amazon.
No, they probably already have it.
Get it off their shelf.
Just get it off your shelf.
Yeah.
Go watch the film, sit down, take some notes, come back on the second half of the show with us, and let's go through all the spoilers, because that's what we're going to be doing, Jim. We're going to be talking about the story. We're going to be talking about the characters, everything. We're going to break it down, and we're going to see how I feel about it, how Jim feels about it, because he hasn't seen it either. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get some popcorn. We're going to snuggle up next to each other. What?
What? It's a little warm for the snuggling.
Absolutely. Let's crank that AC back up. So we will see you guys on the back half.
Am I asleep now, awake, or what?
I realize I don't look so hot, David. I thought you'd be glad to see me.
Has it occurred to you that it might be unsettling to see you rise from the grave to visit me? I'm going completely crazy.
David!
What?
Now, I'm really sorry to be upsetting you, but I have to warn you.
Warn me?
We were attacked by a werewolf.
I'm not listening to this.
On the moors. We were attacked by a lycanthrope. A werewolf. I was murdered. An unnatural death. And now I walk the earth in limbo until the werewolf's curse is lifted. The wolf's bloodline must be severed. The last remaining werewolf must be destroyed. It's you, David.
What?
Take your life, David. Kill yourself. Before you kill others. Beware the moon, David.
Jack must have been a very fierce fellow. They say a madman has the strength of 10.
Wasn't a lunatic.
Beg your pardon?
It's an animal. A wolf.
Supernatural. The power of darkness? It's all true. The undead surround me. Have you ever talked to a corpse? It's boring. I'm lonely.
You can't let them go.
Should the world know our business? It's murder then. Then murder it is. It's in God's hands now.
The slaughtered lamb.
That's kind of strange.
Where's the lamb?
It's probably inside getting cold. Come on.
No, really. What kind of ad is that?
There were witnesses?
So they said.
How could there have been witnesses? It was so dark. We were running and I fell and Jack went to help me up and this thing came from nowhere. I don't know what they're talking about.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
What was it?
Could be a lot of things.
Yeah?
Murders.
What murders?
Haven't you heard? Last night, 6 of them, all in different parts of the city, all mutilated.
I'm sorry I'm upsetting you, David, but you don't understand what's going on.
I understand, all right. You're one of the undead, and I'm a werewolf.
Yes, that's right.
He's the one who's in danger, and not just him. Others will be too. It's almost full moon. You've changed. You believe me?
I believe that you're very upset. I believe that you loved him very much and that somehow you blame yourself for his death.
What shall I do?
Suicide.
You must take your own life.
That's easy for you to say. You're already dead.
No, David. Harry and I and everyone you murder are not dead. The undead.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because this must be stopped.
And we're back. Ow! It's funny because I was trying to decide how I was going to do that. I was thinking about just howling, and so I'm glad you did that.
I'm not above embarrassing myself, Jim.
I'm glad you did that because I was like, how can I edit a howl into we're back?
Don't worry, I got you covered.
So,
got you covered.
Even better. Well, we're back from London.
We are.
We survived.
We did.
I guess as we begin to unpack and open up with some fun facts and some questions on fun stuff, I'll just start out with what makes a good monster or creature feature type movie, because I believe this is the first one we've done. Right?
I think so.
Because we've done like slasher horror.
We've done slasher horror. We've done suspense. We haven't done like monster.
Like just at all.
Yeah.
With the 4+ years we've done.
Right. What makes it good? Well, I'll tell you what. Your monster in question has to be believable. And you don't get that unless you have someone in charge to make the presentation look believable. Opening credits, Rick Baker. It's like, okay, we don't have to worry about that.
I think you and I both were like, Rick Baker.
Like, Rick Baker, yes! For those of you who don't know, Rick Baker, huge in the world of special effects makeup, using practical means to get a desired result with regard to special effects.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're listening to this show, you probably know who Rick Baker is.
Yes, you should know who Rick Baker is.
He's literally the cornerstone of he's the one that everyone points to when they talk about makeup.
It was one of the final notes that I made. Rick Baker is the man.
Yeah.
He's the frickin' man.
Yeah.
You've seen his work before in the Michael Jackson Thriller video.
Which we'll get into in a minute. Yeah.
Which is awesome. And, obviously here, countless other movies. Basically anything from, I believe, the 70s, 80s, and probably early 90s as well. If there was any kind of practical special effects makeup used, Rick Baker was more than likely in charge of it.
Yeah, and actually we follow him on Instagram.
Nice.
And he's always posting like some really cool stuff that he is.
So he's still just doing
He's still creating and just I don't know. If you have Instagram, make sure you follow the Rick Baker. I think that's what's called the Rick Baker is his profile.
I think as a creative, it's probably one of those things that's really hard to just turn off, especially if you've gotten to a later part in your career. So it doesn't surprise me if that he's still alive and still doing that. So
I don't know, it's pretty wild. He's always posting like stuff about films and stuff he's worked on and some behind the scenes shots and his little makeup shots and all that. So yeah, he was on this.
He was all over this.
He was actually in the film too.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he was one of the little Nazi soldier guys. He was actually the one that slit the throat of...
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, he had a cameo in it. So
what a wild, trippy scene, because it just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Well, then the way that it ends, and then you realize it's a dream within a dream. You're like, holy
a dream
shit,
within a dream, and it's just even the character. He wakes up, holy shit.
Yeah, I think, I said it.
You said it, and then the character said it on screen, and we're both like, what?
Yeah, so you had mentioned Michael Jackson in reference to Rick Baker, so I'll go ahead and drop some fun facts for you. Michael Jackson wanted to use Rick Baker for Thriller after seeing this film.
Oh, really?
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, John Landis actually did the filming of Thriller.
I believe he did, yes. Which all makes sense, I mean.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson was a huge fan of this movie.
Well, you watch the special effects that was exhibited in this film.
Right.
And then you see the Thriller video after, and it's on par.
Yeah,
it's not different in regard of the technique and the way it appears, but it was a different presentation in the Thriller video. Like they used the same wolf, but he tweaked it. He didn't do the same thing. He made it had a different look, but he used the same techniques to get to that point.
Yeah. And the kind of the zombie-esque that you see with Jack, which that makake on that was
pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah. It was phenomenal in a lot of ways.
Yes.
This was also the first film to win an Oscar for Best Makeup.
They should have. Yeah, they should have won like 20 of them. Just give them all the Oscars.
Yeah, and the category wasn't created, I guess, till like basically this film came along or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, let's look. It's one of those things where it's like, there are people that work their butts off behind the scenes to make those scenes come to life.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you have a category to recognize those people doing that work? I mean, it only makes sense.
No, for sure. Just along those lines as well. Apparently somebody was interviewing David Naughton, and he had mentioned that it took 6 days to complete the main scene of him transforming.
Really?
And the reason why was because it took 10 hours to get makeup applied, 5 hours on set, and then 3 hours of makeup removal.
Well, I will say this. He may have had to suffer all those days, but the scene is pretty freaking phenomenal.
It really is.
It's really freaking good.
Especially when you because, obviously we live in a day and age where you can CGI everything.
Well, yeah.
But when you look at it, it kind of goes back to what we've talked about with Jaws before.
Yeah.
Like with the animatronics and just using the practicality, like the practical special effects.
Right.
And being able to see that. Jordan wasn't wrong when he told me, like, hey, man, like the transformation scene.
It was intense, man.
It's like, it really was.
And then I even liked later on the transformation scene in the theater because you get to see the nails come out and everything. So it's like it was the same thing happening to the character, but you presented it differently.
Yeah,
you're not being
effects,
redundant.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
No, for sure. I guess since we're talking about the theater real quick, so Landis...
See you next Wednesday.
So Landis wanted a really violent cartoon type thing playing in the cinema.
Okay.
Well, he was able to get it worked out to where he was able to film in the Piccadilly area.
Yeah.
I don't know if he comes to set or what, but basically the cinema they landed at was a porno cinema.
So he had to change it.
So he had to film a porno. So he filmed that porno scene. They took 2 days to film a porno scene for that shot. Or for
really?
That scene. Yeah. So they filmed a porno within filming the film. So
that's hilarious.
Because the nature of the cinema they were able to get.
Well, I think we should side table right now and just focus on just reviewing the porn.
We do review all movies, don't we?
We do. We're equal opportunity here.
And
the dialogue in the porn was fantastic. I felt like the characters really were fleshed out. They were fleshed out, Jim. Did you appreciate that?
Yeah.
I hate you so much. You've got me doing porn puns. What is going on here?
Porn puns. Man.
The funny thing about it is, though...
We've devolved a lot.
Yeah, we sure have. The funny thing about it is, I mean, obviously it was a happy mistake, but having to do it in the porn theater or the porn movie or whatever, in a way, you kind of got a little bit of a glimpse, like a precursor to that scene when he's in the apartment alone watching TV, and you got the Naughty Nina thing on there where they're talking about in the world news, and it's like it's kind of dancing along that edge, and then later on you're full on porn in the theater.
Well, and so then also the subway scene. If you remember, he stopped.
He's standing
tunnel,
right
and there's
there.
the poster right next to him. Yeah,
hilarious.
See you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday.
Which, now that I think about it, we normally drop our episodes on Wednesdays.
Right.
So, oh boy.
I think we're just going to start ending our show with "See you next Wednesday."
See you next Wednesday, and then have the porn music play
from here on out.
Oh man,
doing technical changes here on the show, guys.
Well, hey, since we're talking about pornos and stuff, and kind of in the gutter already,
yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and just talk about
Miss Jenny?
Yeah, Miss
Jenny Gutter played Alex. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get her one of those. I think she earned it.
I do. It was interesting because as I was watching, just her mere presence on screen, it created a sexual tension, I feel like. And usually I don't catch that like within movies. You know what I mean? Like
right.
People have to work really hard for it. But there was just something about...
I think it was a combination of she was very pretty, spoke with an accent, and she was a nurse.
Oh, there you go.
Solved that mystery.
I just found it interesting. Like, there's some people that they just have a presence on screen and things like that. But there was definitely kind of that underlying vibe, like she captured with that.
James has a hots for the nurse.
But anyway,
awkward.
What were your initial thoughts, I guess, on the film?
Well, I mean, starting out, obviously you got to build the story from the beginning, and while at times it felt like it was kind of quirky, I think knowing that it was a horror comedy kind of helped with that a little bit. So it's kind of like, okay, we can look past the awkwardness a little bit of it. But immediately I thought the dialogue was great between the characters.
Yeah.
It was written well. Like, it was believable. Like, there was this back and forth between the main characters that it felt natural in their friendship. And so I thought the dialogue was good. I thought there was like little funny snippets between the two characters and everything. And then once they get into town, what was the name of the place called?
The slaughtered sheep.
The slaughtered lamb.
The slaughtered lamb. Yeah. And he's like, where's the lamb?
Where's the lamb? There's no... Initially, I thought, okay, so far, it's entertaining. Yeah. It's entertaining me. And let's see where it goes. Let's see how they handle this. Let's see what the next step is. And it kept getting better, and it never dropped off. So that was good.
Yeah, so what were some of the things, besides the story aspect of it, what were some of the things that you enjoyed of the movie?
In the beginning, I liked that there was this idea of a whole entire town that knows this dark secret, and they're trying the best to pretend like they don't know the secret.
Right.
And they're kind of dancing along that edge of, should we tell? Should we not tell? Like, you even see it from the lady who runs the pub.
Right.
You can't leave them out there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go after them. It's like, did you hear the howl? Did you hear that? I didn't hear anything. It's like everyone's so afraid to go out because they know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, seeing all that unfold, and then the characters trying to work out of that, and I don't know. I got a good chuckle out of the whole stay off the moors, because they immediately went out onto the moors as soon as they left. Like, stay on the road, don't go near the moors. Let's go on the moors.
Yeah.
But I also cracked up on it because in my head I was sitting there thinking, everyone who follows the show knows I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking the moors from The Hound of the Baskervilles,
right,
which is a famous Sherlock Holmes story, and in that story the Hound of the Baskervilles is seen, attacking at night on the moors.
Yeah.
So that popped in my head, and then literally like 2 minutes later, what does this remind you of, Hound of the Baskervilles? And I'm like, yep, there you go.
I picked up on that too. I was like, oh, I bet Brian will like that with this.
Absolutely, I loved it.
Yeah, I would say that whole scene, setting up for that, it was a nice blend of the humor,
and suspense,
and then also kind of the tension. Building.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing that I appreciated about was kind of like the Jaws effect, because you didn't see completely the beast.
Yeah.
Like, you saw snippets, you saw flashes, just enough to get you on edge, but nothing full on. It was always like up close and just not quite in focus.
Yeah.
And so you're like, what is happening? Obviously a wolf. I mean, you heard the howl, but to what extent? But you don't get to see to full extent until well later into the film. So I appreciated that. And plus, like, just the suspense of how that scene built up around that, like you said, with the humor aspect of it, but them trying to get away, not knowing which way to go, completely lost in the dark.
Yeah.
And clearly this werewolf or wolf or whatever it is to them is circling around them, and they have no clue where it's at.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
The whole scene played out very well.
Well, I was laughing when he was running away from his friend.
Yeah.
Because all I could think of is, like, the joke of, like, you don't have to be faster than the bear, you just have to be faster than your friend.
Right,
and,
right.
But then he finally turns to run back to help him or whatever. But
big mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake.
I don't know. I was thinking about our friendship, actually, in that. I was trying to figure out which one of us would be chosen as tribute, so.
Oh, yeah, you.
I assumed.
But what's crazy is you would be chosen as tribute, and when I got away, the werewolf would get me 5 feet away. Because by then I would have had a heart attack and passed out.
And messed yourself. And
yeah. Actually, I think if I would have just crapped my pants, the werewolf would have left me alone.
It's probably true. You might have thought I was a friend with the burly beard I've got right now, but yeah, so...
The beard is not going to help you in a situation like that, Jim. It's just not.
It's true. Okay, so we're talking a little bit about the Wolfman or the werewolf.
Yes.
And kind of the build and the suspense. I saw that too with the Jaws element of, not fully seeing until the transformation. After that, you don't see the full-on werewolf until the end.
Until the dramatic change.
Yeah, so there's been a couple werewolf movies. I was actually, in doing research for the fun facts, John Landis was a little frustrated because I guess when he originally wrote the script for this, he was like 19 and he's working as like a production assistant or something on Kelly's Heroes. And
he wrote this at 19?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he was young. He tried to get it made for like 8 years or so. And I think after Animal House and the Blues Brothers, I think is when he made this one, I believe is what I read.
Gotcha.
But... I guess he had been trying to get this made for a while, to the point where Rick Baker was totally signed on with it, and then he just got tired of waiting, so he went to start working on The Howling.
Oh, okay.
And so then he pulled from The Howling. I guess his protege that was coming up behind him took over that, but there were some elements some crossover elements between the two. But the reason why I bring all that up in reference to the werewolf is that apparently John Landis said, here I've waited so long to make a werewolf movie, and then literally there was The Howling, Teen Wolf, all of these werewolf movies came out at around the same time. So he's
I can see where that would be frustrating. Yeah,
really frustrating.
Yeah, especially as a creative who has an idea in his head and just let me just do it. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how Hollywood works fully, but I have a feeling if someone's talking about a film a little bit, and then someone else is like, oh, okay, now's the time to, I can just see everybody
oh yeah,
because you almost see that in the industry.
Well, here's the thing about Hollywood that most people don't really understand. Back in that time, maybe even just a decade or two before, but certainly still around, because this is what, early 80s, so late 70s, early 80s. Okay, so in that time, people don't understand this, but Hollywood was a small town with regard to the overall scope of movie studios and people that work in that industry and everything. It was not a big place. It's not like it is now, where you can have Joe Blow running a film studio out of his garage or something, or two idiots in Southwest Indiana doing a podcast in their garage. What? But yeah, Hollywood back then was so small. So yeah, I would imagine him talking about it for 7 or 8 years. It's got around the horn and everybody's like, I can do a werewolf movie.
Well, let's do a werewolf. Yeah. So I bring all that up to just talk about werewolves in general.
Yes.
I don't know, because when I think of a werewolf, I think of standing on their hind legs. But this one obviously was not one that was the case.
Right.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on werewolves, I guess?
Just surprise me. That's the thing. I don't have a preconceived idea for werewolves in my head. It whatever fits with your story. If it's one that walks on hind legs and comes at you like that, if it makes sense to the story, good on you. But in this one, I kind of like the way this one was set up, because it was more primal, I would say, instead of trying to make it more presentable, it was more primal. This is an animal. This is a beast. This is a savage. And so it was down, hunkered low, ready to attack. So it kind of made sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because one of the things I guess I read was Landis and Baker kind of had some tension on set, or between them two, on how they should make the werewolf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think Baker wanted him on 2 feet, and Landis wanted him on all fours, and so, everything was cool.
Wasn't like a big blow-up or anything.
Yeah, I just think, you know how it is. We're both creatives. We both have ideas.
Everybody has their own vision of something, but ultimately something like that's going to fall on the director. The director has final say on that.
Out, yeah. But I think from the creative standpoint, Baker was wanting to play probably more with the biped type stuff. So.
I could see that. But, well, like I said, it makes it more presentable because, you think about it, you're hunkered down on all fours. There's only so much you can do from a cinematic standpoint.
Right.
But I think that plays into the story a lot better and the overall cinematography, because this idea, like we said, of the Jaws effect, where you can't see it fully, completely all the time until really the very end. But I can see it also from Rick Baker's standpoint, wanting to have it more on hind legs because it is a more presentable product.
Right.
You can really shoot it.
Right.
But if that's not what you want your shot to be for it, then you shouldn't do that, because then you're just wasting time and money.
Sure. And actually, the more I think about it with this story especially, there's definitely more of just the wolf and sheep kind of thing. So,
absolutely.
There's definitely that vibe. So it would make more sense to kind of lend itself to the wolf side of it. So.
Yeah, I dug it.
Another little fun fact concerning wolves, actually. The scene where David Naughton wakes up in the wolf cage.
Yeah.
Like totally naked.
Right.
He was in a cage with wolves. That really happened.
I could definitely tell that.
And I guess he was slightly embarrassed because all of the wolf handlers were females.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was like, hey, you know, like, do they all have to be women? Like,
let's just say there was a lot of wolfsbane being showed in that movie.
There was.
A lot of wiener there, Jim.
There was. It's my understanding they were wanting to show more with the transformation, but I can't believe we're talking about this, but why not? It's a fun fact. It's one of those trivia questions that you will probably never be asked, but here you go. Apparently they were going to do a full frontal like transformation type deal.
Yeah.
However, he was uncircumcised and and he plays a Jewish character, so yeah. They kept that out of there.
I did see the menorah in the background before the Nazis came in and killed them.
Yeah.
How dark. How dark.
It really is.
It was a layer that I didn't even pick up on, a nice ripple in the story that I wasn't even conscious in my head.
Yeah.
That he was attacked by the werewolf SS.
Yeah.
But now that you mentioned his uncircumcised junk, it makes a lot of sense.
It's all clear now. And since we're on that subject again, there were some scenes where Landis ended up cutting out to make sure they maintain an R rating.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sure that's part of it was that. But they cut out a lot of different sexual scees.
Okay.
They also cut out one scene where I guess a piece of toast fell through Jack's throat.
Why would they cut that out?
I don't know if they thought it was too graphic or what. But then there's also the homeless man encampment. You know how it just cut to like the wolf and then it moved on?
Yeah.
I guess they had a whole entire sequence set up of them being attacked. And they cut that from the film, I guess, because some of the test audiences were like terrified from it or something.
Really?
But he regrets like cutting those things.
Did he not do a director's cut?
He might have. It might be in the director's cut, but yeah, apparently with the regular film though, that
interesting.
He kind of regretted some of that. So
I mean, let's be honest. A lot of it was violent anyway. Like they're going to single out that. Is it just the fact that they were homeless, or
I don't know? Maybe it was pretty vicious type deal. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was.
I don't know. I felt like a lot of the wolf attacks in the film were pretty vicious anyway. So.
They were pretty gory.
The dude walking through the park with his drink. Like, oh, I say that. What's this noise out here? And you hear squish. It's like, that's your friend you're looking for. You just stepped in your friend.
Just literally stepped in the pool of your friend's blood, yeah. What do you think about this scene in the porno cinema where they were having a conversation with all the undead?
I actually liked it. I made a note. This was early on in the film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Campy in presentation. A lot of the stuff was campy in presentation. But I discovered that there's bad campy and good campy. They had a tone for the film that they were trying to stick to.
Right.
And they stuck to it. And so the scene in the porn theater where he's talking to all the different people he killed the night before.
Yeah.
It started off with a little bit of dramatic earnestness to the scene, but then it kind of slowly, not full on, but slowly unraveled into this like silly back and forth with really, really good dialogue.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So if the dialogue had sucked in that scene, then it would have tanked the whole entire scene. But because the dialogue was actually really good and well written, I'm okay with that because it actually turned out to be a pretty funny scene.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking the same thing. I was like, because when it first starts, you're like, okay, is this going to be?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, the dialogue and just all the ways he could kill himself and all this. Like they were all like having a group.
Like, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Group discussion. Hey, a group meeting, guys. Like, yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So obviously a horror comedy.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked a little more about the horror side and a little bit of the comedy, but
yeah.
We like comedy here, obviously. Were there other scenes for you that they struck the comedy aspect of it?
Struck the comedy aspect?
Yeah.
Just the interactions with Jack, you
Yeah.
know, the back and forth, him wondering if he's losing his mind. I guess if you... I guess if you want to consider it comedic, I don't know if it was necessarily full on was supposed to be comedic, but I think it actually was supposed to be the entire just like all hell breaking loose sequence there at the end.
Yeah.
When like cars are crashing into each other, people's like heads are rolling, bodies are flying through glass, people are getting thrown out of car. I mean, you're watching, you're like, what? Like, what is happening? But it fit the tone of the movie. Any other movie that would be in, you'd be like, this is stupid, but it fit this movie.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't be mad at it. Like you can't be upset. Like it's just I have no other way to describe it. Like it didn't seem out of place. It seemed to actually fit with everything really that was going on.
I think it helped with having a double-decker bus in that whole scene.
Why not? Anytime you throw a double-decker bus on anything, it makes it better.
Yeah.
Automatically better. You don't believe me? Go watch Jackie Chan's Police Story. There's a double-decker bus in that. It just makes sense.
So were there any horror scenes that stuck out to you besides ones that we've kind of already talked about a little bit? But
the opening attack between the two main characters, just that whole sequence, I loved it. Of course, the transformation, both different transformations were equally good. I just like the interaction between Alex and the werewolf at the end. It's real quick, but that scene in the alley, just because you get the full scope of what the werewolf looked like, and you see the drama on her face dealing with that. Although I will admit, I feel like quote unquote love. It's But then I also take into consideration the fact that he was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and she did take care of him for like another couple weeks after this. So there is this built-in relationship that we don't see. They have alluded to, but love, really, love. Come on, love.
Because like with him saying like I love you, he's obviously in a place of desperation, realizing like, oh wait, my friend, maybe I'm not hallucinating, and I'm going to have to end my life. And kind of in this place of like,
and I guess on her part, maybe her saying "I love you" to him is kind of like
trying to pull him out of
a desperation way for her, thinking that she could maybe save him in some regard. But the truth of the matter is, he's taken over by the werewolf.
Right. Yeah, because you see that kind of almost that calming moment, which I thought they did well with his, with the prosthetics and stuff. Obviously,
right? Oh yeah,
where you almost see this like
a softening
for a second, and then it's just like
no,
Yeah,
I thought all those aspects were done really well. You can nitpick and question the quote-unquote love aspect of that between the characters, but I mean, I guess if you dig deep like we just did talking about it, I mean, you can rationalize why the characters would be like that. So
maybe they weren't necessarily in love, but
just
in the moment.
Overcome by the moment and the feelings and everything. And so, I mean, I think people do that regardless anyway in day-to-day life. You get overcome with emotion, being around someone for an extended period of time or whatever.
Go through an experience.
You feel like you're in love. And maybe in that moment you are in love.
Yeah.
And then, you find out later either it was or it was not. So in this case, love was a werewolf trying to kill her.
It's true.
And that's a metaphor for life, Jim.
So let's talk about soundtrack for a second.
Yeah, man. Good music. Real good music
choices. You and I were singing to some of them.
Yeah. Look, anytime you throw a little bit of Creedence Clearwater Revival in on a soundtrack, that's gold, baby. And the most appropriate song from the CCR catalog.
Right. Well, so did you notice a theme with any of those songs?
I did not pay attention to the theme, no.
Okay, so almost every song he chose had the word moon in the title.
Nice.
Just a little nugget.
Well,
there.
I like the Bad Moon Rising because if you think about the lyrical content of the song,
in the scene,
it really makes sense. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Hope you've got your things together.
Right.
Hope you are quite prepared to die.
Yeah.
Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is given for an eye. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It's perfect.
Yeah, when it started, I was like, this is the perfect song for this movie.
It really is. It was great.
Oh. Well, I only have one more fun fact. So Polygram, they were actually wanting Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
For this movie?
They were wanting that, yeah.
No.
That's what John Landis said. He said, no, I want people that people don't know. He'd already worked with them in, like, Blues Brothers.
Well,
obviously.
but just from a tone standpoint.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, the director was like, no, we're not doing that. But Polygram was like, hey, we want these two guys. So they almost were cast for it, you could say.
No, I love John Belushi, and I love Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah,
it would not have been as believable, actually.
Because for me, I mean, you look at the time, the time specifically, John Belushi, I don't know that he had really fleshed himself out as a dramatic actor. And there are dramatic elements of this story.
It's true, yeah.
Dan Aykroyd, well into his career, has been able to tap into that aspect of dramatic acting. He's been able to do that in, like, the last couple decades. But late 70s, early 80s, Dan Aykroyd, no.
I think it would have brought the campy to a bigger level.
It would have. The campiness and presentation for this film was subtle. It wasn't over the top.
Right.
in parts that was campy, it wasn't so glaring that it brought the movie down.
Right. If you had those two, I think it would have brought it to another level.
Yes, because Dan Aykroyd, he has a certain brand of comedy, and the way he presents himself, it's over the top.
Yeah.
And it would have been too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah.
That's silly. I don't know why. I obviously just slap their names up on the marquee.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a Polygram. I don't know if they're even in business anymore.
I think Polygram was in business up until sometime in the 90s, but I don't know that they've done anything in the last couple decades, no.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they were looking for. Was kind of a
and I get it, but,
yeah.
No, not at the sacrifice of your story.
Well, and I think that shows you, again, like Landis had more of a hold on the story.
Right,
what he was wanting to do. So, do you have notes over there?
I just have a couple notes.
Okay, what do you got?
The lead actor, David Naughton, not very stellar, in my opinion. He was kind of dry for the most part. I think a lot of aspects of the story I would have liked to have had Griffin Dunn be the lead instead. You know, the guy who played Jack. Yeah. I'll be honest. I just love Griffin Dunn. Yeah. I freaking love Griffin Dunn. I think he would have been better for certain aspects, but I will say this. David Naughton's body type and the way his mannerisms and the way he was, more specifically after he got into London and, you know, especially after the transformation, then I understood it. It was better. But early on, I was kind of like, not so much. But then once he started getting rolling into the meat of the story, I was okay with him. Only other note, okay, I lied. I had two other notes. The guy that they sent from the embassy to talk to him when he was in the hospital, horrible. Yeah. Just absolutely horrible. Yeah. Like, just so out of place. If there was one thing that was out of place in this film, it was that guy. Yeah. And he was only on screen for like a minute.
It's almost like he was trying a little too hard.
Just a tad much. Yeah. A tad much. Yeah. He overacted big time and was not necessary. There was no need for him to be there. Right. Like, really. Yeah. And then that ending... Really?
Yeah.
That's your ending?
That was a little rough.
Everything up until the credits rolled was great. Yeah. It's like, where's the rest of the ending?
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? I was expecting to see that she was pregnant or
something.
Like, something. Or you're like, oh, the bloodline continues. Right. You know? But it was just like,
nope, that's it.
And scene. Like, you're like, wait, what?
Okay. I don't know, man. I won't say that it ruined the movie for me, but it will affect its score. Sure. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Did you have any other thoughts or anything on it?
No, man. Okay. That's all I got as far as my notes and whatnot.
Let's get to it, man. What's your ranking?
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Okay, ranking. Going into it knowing that it was going to be a horror comedy, I didn't know how to expect it. Like, I tried to go into it with no expectation, and that was probably the best thing because then it would allow me to just kind of take it for what it is. Yeah. And there was clearly a tone set early in the film. You had dramatic elements that were interspersed within some comedic stuff. I thought it played out nicely. Yeah. I didn't feel like the movie drug. It was only like an hour and a half, so it was a pretty quick movie. I felt like it flowed really well, and I felt like the character interaction and the character development over the course of the film was pretty good. The only thing that I take issue with, other than the embassy guy, was that ending. Yeah. That's really the only thing I took issue with, and not necessarily what the ending was, it's just the fact that they left it so abrupt.
Yeah.
Give me 5 more minutes of film. Just 5. Or if you're real stingy, give me 2 more minutes. Something. Just something to just kind of put a little bow on the end. With all that being said, the way the movie flowed and with the ending the way that it was, I'm going to go with a 4.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
It's a Tropic Thunder on our scale, 4 out of 5. I feel like it's a solid score. Not quite a 5 just because of the ending. Literally the only reason why it's not a 5 is because of the ending. Yeah. I needed something just a little bit more on the end there. But overall, this is a pretty solid film.
You know, I would have to agree with you. Obviously, not seeing the film either. Right. That the ending is what brought her down for me as well. And, yeah, the embassy guy. But when you brought him, I was like, oh, yeah, that guy. I forgot about him.
Luckily, he was only on screen for like a minute.
I was trying to block him out.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But, yeah, the way it ended, it was like, oh, come on, man. Like, really, I get it. Okay, sad, whatever. Like, I don't know. There should have been something, just a little something, you know. So, yeah, I agree with your 4, man. I would totally make it a 4 myself. I think it's a fair and good score. So.
I think the way they should have ended it, it would have played into the overall story. It would have been really, really funny, is if after they shoot him and he turns from the werewolf back into his human self and she's standing there crying, if it cuts to Jack still standing there, and he looks at her and he just says, "Oh no," because then that means he passed the bloodline on to her.
Oh, yeah.
If he had just been like, "Oh no," and then like she just has like a look of surprise, and then it ended.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with that. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Just a little something more on the end. But something like that.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about a movie.
No movie suggestions. It was a 4 on our scale. If it's a 4 or 5, watch that movie if you haven't seen it. An American Werewolf in London. Check it out. It was entertaining.
And if anything, if you haven't seen it, and especially if you're thinking about getting into makeup,
oh my gosh,
definitely watch it. It's a must.
It's a definite must. If you want to learn how practical application of special effects makeup, oh my goodness. Rick Baker is just a freaking genius, man. Just a genius.
Really
and
is.
this will give you a glimpse into that life and how to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. So with all that being said, Brian,
yes, sir.
You ready to take on the world?
You know what, Jim? I live for this segment.
Brian takes on the world.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. May God have mercy on your soul.
You're all gonna die!
IMDb, easy for me to say.
What a douche.
2 thumbs up?
Yeah, I think we can say that this time, safely.
So, 1001 movies you must see before you die.
Yes, sir.
It has this in it.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
It should be in there.
Yeah. And it says, imaginative witty horror comedy written by director John Landis when he was just 19 years old. An American Werewolf in London revealed a more sinister side to England's capital city during the same year in which all news was devoted to the fairy tale wedding of Charles and Diana. And actually, in the end, I forgot to tell you that, I guess at the end of the credits, there's a congratulatory because in that one scene where he's yelling, he's calling Charles. Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know, it has a little more meaning, I guess, understanding that was the time that was going on.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but later on he says it's filled with gruesome, blackly comic scenes. Most memorable, the werewolf pursuit through a subway station, and Naughton meeting the decaying and rather annoyed victims in a cinema. Also boasts extraordinary werewolf effects from Rick Baker, which prompted Michael Jackson to hire him and Landis on his classic video epic Thriller. So yeah, just a little snippet.
I will say, since you mentioned it right there, I would have to say my favorite scene in the whole movie is probably that subway scene.
Definitely
that
was
whole entire sequence, because this is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they tapped into the horror aspect of the film.
They did.
Heavy on that scene.
They did.
With suspense, not showing. You don't have to. You didn't see a damn thing until right there at the end.
And you only saw a glimpse.
And you saw a glimpse from basically at the top of the stairwell, the escalator stairwell.
So you just see him coming out, and you're like, oh,
and the way, and he crawled out slow. That whole sequence built, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfectly shot, perfect cinematography, lighting, sound, everything. Because you got the sound of the growling in the distance. You got the sound of the subway running off in the distance as well, going through the tunnels. You got the guy freaking out, taking off running, him out of breath.
Starting to drop all of his stuff.
Yes,
He's just
everything.
Like, okay. Yeah.
You saw desperation of a man who didn't want to die.
Yeah.
That whole entire sequence was phenomenal.
If
you watch this movie for anything, watch it for that sequence. It was terrifying.
Well, especially if you ever want to do a horror movie.
Absolutely.
You can take some pointers from that for sure.
For sure. So yeah, I can see why this would be in that book. Definitely should be in the book.
So IMDb.
Yes, sir.
Gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
That's low. That should have been more like an 8.4, 8.5 in my opinion for IMDb.
The Metacritic.
Yeah.
Gave it a 55.
You. Damn it! I wanted to get through one episode where I didn't have to get pissed off.
Yeah. I was like, 55? Really?
That's ridiculous.
Really?
That is ridiculous.
And here again, man, Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
88% to tomato meter.
It's still low. It's still low.
And 85% for the audience.
I'll give the audience, but the tomato meter, no. Yeah. I'll give the audience. I can see where some people would watch this and they wouldn't be able to get past the certain level of campiness.
Yeah.
Because they're going into it thinking horror.
Right.
But knowing that it's a horror comedy going into it, that gives you a little bit of a leg up on watching it. So I can understand from the audience standpoint.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give the tomato meter. I'm not doing that. That's too low. It's too low. Tomato meter doesn't have it in the 90s, and there's something off.
Yeah.
And the Metacritic being in the 50s, no.
Right.
No.
Right. Okay. Now, our friend Ebert.
Oh, yeah, my buddy. We agree on so many things.
Which, by the way, I am working on a couple ideas for Brian Takes on the World t-shirts.
Oh, yeah?
One of them has like a suplex being put on, and it's you doing it to Ebert, so I don't know.
I will say, if I'm ever bitten by a werewolf, that Roger Ebert would probably be the one that's following me as the undead.
You know that movie was great.
Roger, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. He gave it 2 stars, by the way.
What? What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was getting ready to jump into the review, and I forgot to give
you are not going to skate by that. No, sirree, you are not. He gives this a 2.
Yeah.
And we just covered a film that he gave 3.5 stars on one review, and then 20 freaking years later, he gave a 4-star review, and it was all just like a little jerk fest about his buddy who died who loved the film. Really? And he's going to give this a 2? Seriously? You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Like, dude, at what point do we need to submit more evidence of his inconsistency and his credibility being in question as a movie critic or just a guy with a brain in his head? At what point is that enough? Like, where like someone would be like, you know what? I think you made your point. Ebert's just an idiot. He's just a freaking moron. I'm trying my best not to use foul language here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because we've had a run of episodes where I had to put a disclaimer on, and we typically don't like to do that. I don't like to do that. We really don't like to do that.
We've gotten to the point where Apple has marked us as explicit.
We get to this segment, and then just when I think, like when I get it in my head, just for 1 second, that, okay, the stars will align and me and Ebert will finally agree on something because he won't be a moron.
Yeah.
And then he goes and gives this a 2? Right on the heels of giving Saturday Night Fever a 4?
Yeah.
And why did he give it a 4? Because his buddy liked to watch it whenever he was younger. Credibility is a key here. Credibility. At least you can know whenever you listen to our show, my opinions are coming literally out of the freaking movie. Like, we literally just watched it.
Right.
You're getting my fresh opinions right now.
Which sometimes have changed after sitting on them for a while, but not very often.
Not very often, no.
But when they do, you acknowledge that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just say it right now. You're not in 20 years going to hear me talking about Super Troopers as a 5, okay? It's not going to happen.
Well, what if it's a memorial to me, Brian?
And a memorial to you, okay? I'll probably give it like a sub 6. All right?
That's my most favorite movie ever.
I don't care.
It's not.
Then you like terrible movies. I'm certainly not going to, spruce up your memorial with a freaking movie that was a dumpster fire.
A movie review of the Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so sad that Jim is gone. And I want to talk about his favorite movie, which was horrible. I don't understand why he liked it. Jim was an idiot.
That's probably why he's dead.
Anyway, all right, so let's hear Ebert's reasoning behind frickin' giving a 2 for American Werewolf in London.
Okay, I'm going to give you kind of the intro and then his outro.
Go ahead. This is you.
In American Werewolf in London seems curiously unfinished, as if director John Landis spent all his energy on spectacular set pieces and then didn't want to bother with things like transitions, character development, or an ending. The movie has sequences that are spellbinding, and then long stretches when nobody seems sure what's going on. There are times when the special effects almost wipe the characters off the screen. It's weird. It's not a very good film, and it falls well below Landis' work in National Lampoon's Animal House, The Rambunctious Blues Brothers. Landis never seems very sure whether he's making a comedy or horror film, so he winds up with the genuinely funny moments acting as counterpoint to the gruesome undead. Combining horror and comedy is an old tradition. My favorite example is Bride of Frankenstein, but the laughs and the blood coexist very uneasily in this film. So that was his opening, which I don't agree with. But then the end, he goes, the best moments in American Werewolf probably belong to Dunn, who may be a decaying cadaver, but keeps right on talking like a college student. Believe me, he says at Naughton's bedside, this isn't a whole lot of fun. The scene in which Naughton turns into a werewolf is well done, with his hands elongating and growing claws and his face twisting into a snout and fangs, but it's as if John Landis thought the technology would be enough. We never get a real feeling for the characters. We never really believe the places, especially that awkwardly phony pub and its stagey customers. And we are particularly disappointed by the ending. I won't reveal the ending, such as it is, except to say it's so sudden, arbitrary, and anticlimactic that although we are willing for the movie to be over, we still can't quite believe it. I have my own opinions on that But I'll let you go.
Well, for starters, I will agree. Yes, the ending was not good.
Yeah.
In the regard that it was abrupt. It needed a little something. It needed just a spruce on the end. It needed something.
Right.
Just a little bit. It didn't need much.
Right.
It really, honestly, didn't need much. Just to put a button on the end. So I will agree with that. But he preceded that by saying that you're waiting for it to... I'm not waiting for it to end.
Right.
The movie was entertaining.
Yeah.
Look, it wasn't because Landis didn't know what he wanted to make, a horror or a comedy. He made a horror comedy. If you don't understand that, then don't sit there and like take a dump all over it just because you didn't pick up on the fact that he was trying to do a horror comedy. He wasn't picking one or the other. He was doing both at the same time.
Yeah, that's my big hang up on even reading that. I'm like, you obviously don't understand comedy. I think Landis captured exactly what he was wanting to do.
He did exactly what he wanted to do within his script.
Of a horror film with the tinge of comedy.
Yes.
Which is exactly what I think he was setting out to do.
The tone was there from the very beginning.
Yes. So
and
like
it stayed that way the whole entire way.
Pub scene and all these things that he's kind of nitpicking on. I'm like, dude, did you not understand that this was supposed to be a horror comedy? Because it's marketed as that.
Yes. I don't. Again, like I said, I just. Look, comparing it. Like, comparing John Landis's work within this to the Blues Brothers, and what was the other one he compared it to?
Animal House.
And Animal House. Yeah. They're not the same movie.
No,
they're completely different.
Yeah, they're not. What, you want him to just do those types of movies? He's not. He's doing something different.
Yeah.
You can't review it based on the other movies he's made. Yeah. And I would agree with him, though, on the Done. What he's talking about, Done.
And I even said that.
Yeah.
Done. There were aspects
that you agree with him on. You said earlier in the review. So
you know what his review was like? His review was like someone who went into the movie, watched it for about 10 minutes, and then left. And then just made some crap up after he left.
Yeah.
It's plain as day what the tone is. It's plain as day when you're watching it. The overall vibe of the story, the overall feel of the story. Look, man, Ebert was... Ebert was a con man, all right? Let's just lay it out there. Ebert was a con man. He was able to sell people on the idea that he knew what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he did it for a very long time, and he made a lot of money, had a very long, prestigious career, and a lot of notoriety from it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're dumb. You're just a dumb idiot. The things that you say, the way you analyze, so wishy-washy, using your platform to give reviews as frickin' memorials to your buddies as a means to say a film is great. That's not a movie review.
Yeah.
That's literally you stroking your dead friend's ego. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Was Gene Siskel decomposing sitting next to Ebert the whole time? Is that what it is? Like, was Siskel, like, living dead and only Ebert could see him? Is that what it was? I better give this good review, otherwise he's going to haunt me the rest of my life. Is that what it was? I don't like to talk ill of the dead, but don't be a moron, and I won't have to talk ill of you.
Well, that's kind of goes par for the course with this movie, right? Like, we're talking about the dead, but yeah, that's funny.
I don't know how many more of these segments I can do, Jim.
I know we've had a few where you guys have agreed and lined up more, but I will say that the more and more that we do these, I will say you are right. Is it literally, and I think we've talked about it before, is it just that he happened to be the first one to capitalize on critiquing?
He had to have been.
On TV,
he literally
and then, so that gave him a bigger platform, and people looked to him. But I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: like, when it comes to film critics, I'm kind of curious on how other critics saw Ebert and look at Ebert.
I would be curious to see that as well, but just because the things that he says in his reviews, it just shocks me.
Yeah.
It just shocks me that he ever developed any credibility whatsoever.
It's almost as if he just kind of gained notoriety and then begin to leverage that platform.
But that's exactly
so studios would come to him and say, "Hey, we want you to do a review on this."
I mean, that's what it seems like to me, because to sit there and say what he said about this film, it just doesn't ring true when you watch it.
Yeah.
Go into it with the mindset knowing that you're watching a film that was a product of late 70s, early 80s. You get to see limited technology, but you do get to see the great advancements of practical technology. You got great soundtrack. You got pretty good character interaction, solidly written dialogue in the film, and just know that is a horror comedy.
Yeah. I will say that is important to know.
It's very important to know.
If you pick that up thinking it's a horror, and you're like, wait, what is this?
It says it right there, blending the macabre with a wicked sense of humor. It's literally the first line on the back of the DVD. So if you're picking that up, you know that you're going to go into this with a certain level of horror because it is a werewolf that you're going to be dealing with, but then you're also going to be dealing with a lot of humor aspects of it as well. So knowing that going into the film, that gives you your leg up right there. It's like, okay, horror film with some comedy. What can I expect? And just let it unfold.
I will say, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You fought the urge to transform into a beast.
I could have.
Luckily, it was not a full moon today,
I saw my hands starting to stretch over here, and I was like, I better calm down. I better just back off.
At least you didn't stand up this time.
I didn't stand up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that.
My pants are still on.
Why do we...
Because he got naked whenever don't worry about it. He tore his pants off. He was hot, Jim.
Yeah.
Remember?
I do remember.
Anyway. All right, so no movie suggestions. Watch that. Don't listen to Ebert. Listen to us. We know what we're talking about for sure. Normally at this time right now, we would give some new categories to Mr. Jim across the table over there, and he would narrow that down to one. But we're not doing that this week, Jim. Nope. As part of our schedule, going into the closing part of our first season here on this relaunch.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming along on that journey, guys. We're going to do another re-release from the Dude What archive. This one goes kind of hand in hand with what we did today. We did a horror comedy film, some horror aspects here.
Yeah, some comedy on that episode, if I remember right.
There's a lot of comedy from our standpoint on that episode.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that on the re-release of it. So you guys have that to look forward to next week, another Dude What re-release from the Dude What archive. It's going to be a lot of fun, just in time for the holiday season coming up. We got Halloween just off in the distance there, Jim.
We do.
And so this film that we did today, An American Werewolf in London, and then next week's episode with the re-release is going to play in nicely, I think, with the upcoming season.
Yeah, it's definitely out there, but you can see kind of a bad moon rising, so...
You know what, Jim? I'm going to let that one slide this time. Just because I'm a fan of that song. I'm going to let it slide.
I like that song, too.
So no new categories for Mr. Jim over there. And we're going to re-release something from the archive for you guys next week. So you have that to look forward to for next week. And then at the end of that episode, we'll have new categories for Mr. Jim going forward for the new episode after that. But... right now, all we want to do is just thank you guys for tuning in on this wacky episode that we had today. I had a lot of fun watching this film and hanging out and doing everything. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in to the show, following the show, and all that good stuff. As always, you can find everything that is Dude What related at dudewhatpod.com. Check out our archive, like we said earlier, dudewhatpod.com/archive. Check out our One Final Thoughts on there. Check out our holiday specials, Jim.
Yeah.
I already talked about it, mentioned it earlier. We got a lot of cool holiday specials. And go back and listen to our Halloween specials, because that will give you guys a taste of what to expect whenever we kind of dust off the old formats for the Halloween specials when we get into October. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some Halloween-related games. We're going to talk about Halloween-related things. We're going to cover a Halloween-related movie. It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for it.
So the show we did today, the show next week, that's going to get you primed and ready. So dive into the archive, into the Halloween specials that are on there, and get ready for that as well. That you'll feel like you're ready to go for Halloween.
It'll be good for when you're shopping for your pumpkin spice creamer.
Absolutely. And Jim knows all about that. Subscribe to his blog, Pumpkin Spice Creamer Man of Southwest Indiana. He updates it regularly.
It's a long title, but yeah.
It's still workshopping the title there.
Well, no, it was the cheapest domain I could find.
But you guys can check everything out. That is Dude What related at dudewhatpod.com, like I said. And also follow us on all the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for @DudeWhatPod, or just search for Dude What Podcast. Really easy to find us on all the social media outlets. If you want to drop us some lines, that'll be fun, because we like emails.
We do like emails.
Hey, you guys at dudewhatpod.com. And also, there's going to be show notes on every episode at the bottom of the show page. So you just go down there. If there's something we talked about, a movie, a soundtrack, a song, a director, there'll be links to virtually everything that was mentioned in the episode.
Yeah, now I will say that there's some platforms I've noticed that the links don't translate, so it just shows as just a regular font. If that's the case, you can always go to that episode.
Right.
If you're wanting to check out the show notes, you can go to that episode page on our website, and you can find all that there.
It'll be easier to find there.
Yeah.
But, like I said, everything is all on the website.
Yes.
So, everything is contained in that one location for everything that's Dude What related. We want you guys to follow us, and we want you to get 4 of your friends to follow us. And it's real simple, just click that follow button on the podcast. Yep. Black background, orange lettering. Tell your friends about it. And while you're doing that, go ahead and leave a 5-star review for us. 5 stars. We love 5 stars. All right. Just 2 guys looking for 5-star reviews. And on the next episode that we do after the re-release next week, we're going to bring back the 5-star review segment. We're going to read some of those. So that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll also have another fun segment we're going to do on our last episode before the season ends. So we got a lot of cool stuff happening here, man.
We do.
A lot of fun stuff. So while you guys are on Facebook checking us out, you want to get into All Access. All Access. And the way you do that is just send us a line. Hey, you guys at dowhatpod.com, or just send us a message on any of the social media stuff. Say, hey, I want to get into All Access. It's a fun little super secret ninja group that we have on Facebook where we just kind of behind the scenes talk about random stuff. Share things, share pictures, share links. I believe you just shared something about Willem Dafoe on All Access.
I did. Yeah, there was a YouTube channel that I started going down a rabbit hole with, and it was a good little interview. And so, shared that. And then even this morning, I shared a picture from our video. So,
yes,
yeah,
right.
That we're working on. So.
The Victory International Film Festival, we got a video that we are going to be releasing as kind of partnering up with them, so to speak. Yeah. And basically, it's just an ad that's going to pop up on their stuff, and we'll have a link for all that the more we go through. But yeah, Jim posted a still from that. We had a lot of fun recording that before we recorded the episode today. So we're a little busy over here, Jim.
We are.
We're always doing stuff. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else, man. I think we've covered everything on this. I want to thank you guys one last time for tuning into the show. We will see you guys next week whenever we bring out another dandy from the Dude What archive.
I'll tell you, man, I think this episode was a howler of an episode.
All right, and we are done after that. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. Ignore everything that Jim just said for the last hour and write all your hate mail about Jim and his puns to heyuguys at dowhatpod.com. We're going to go ahead and get on out here. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Howler. Makes a lot of sense.
Well, it's all clear now.
Wait a minute. So he was circumcised or not circumcised?
No, he was not circumcised.
I thought Jewish people don't circumcise.
No, they circumcise.
They do circumcise.
Yeah. Gentiles do not.
You sure know an awful lot about uncircumcised penis.
I've spent many years studying the Bible is what I was going to say. But
can we get off the penis now?